Cue the fireworks. Did everyone call the Fed's bluff? Next. Yeah, dear Jerome Powell, we think that you're full of beep. Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing all in the headlines today. I predicted that this week we're going to see rates drop, as well as we're going to see a lot of positiveness in the market because nobody believes that Fed chairman is actually going to raise 2 more times in the future. All these articles are next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. And yes, what I think is about 1 million buyers sitting on the sidelines. If you are, do me a favor, you want to know the process and you want to be an expert and not go stress out, go down below, hit the link, and get a free buyer's guide. It is a fantastic way to start your journey and figure out and educate yourself on what's going on. Now, let's jump right into it. CNBC this morning. Now, this is the spin on what is happening with the Fed. Now, before you have, you can look at it 2 ways: glass half full or glass half full. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Well, let's take one way. I say there's about 1 million buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting. So that's half full. It's absolutely a positive. But here, this article says the Fed has destroyed more housing supply than demand, meaning that everybody is holding on to their houses. They have a low interest rate. There's nowhere to go, and the Fed just keeps hurting the economy. One of the few things in your budget that you can have a steady budget is housing. And if you own a house, this makes sense. If you're a renter, you're in a bad situation, and you're just going to see rents continue to climb. All right, next article. Here it is on the Orange County Register. It says, looking for housing price crash? That's unlikely, the real estate economists say. Well, we've been saying this for the whole time. All these naysayers out there, all these doomers, all these big social media companies like CNBC, Diana Oleg, G-Friend, I told you she was not in tune with the market like with most people. They just want to read all the negative headlines because they're just picking out little micro information out of the numbers. There is not a housing crash. The only way there's a housing crash that's going to happen is that there is no lending. Let me say that again. There is no lending. If lenders will not lend, we will have a housing crash. Very, very slight from that moment. We're seeing about 25% of all homes being paid in cash. Think about that. So you still have this huge amount of people rolling in from out of the country, mostly from Asian countries coming into the West Coast. And what do they have? They're fleeing the situation they're in, and they have cash. All right, jump into the next one. Housing market tracker, purchase app surprise. Even with mortgage rates near 7, demand still positive. I'll say this, people are still getting their approval letters out there, and they're just sitting on the sidelines. And watch, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, this is even going to go higher and higher because there's a lot of economists out there saying they've already destroyed enough of the economy, the Fed has, and so they're going to have to either go and stay steady and not raise rates, or even possibly pivot if they destroy the economy too much. All right, next article. Mortgage points may help home buyers lower monthly costs amid high interest rates. How do you know if this strategy is right for you? First of all, the strategy isn't right for you until you understand the market. And then the market shows that there's hardly any inventory. If there's no inventory, that means it's a seller's market. A seller's market, what happens? The sellers are in control and they will not give closing costs. So why would a home buyer actually pay points for a mortgage? Doesn't make any sense. They're waiting for the Fed to pivot, mortgage rates to fall, and then refi out of that. That's the strategy that people should be using right now. All right. Do me a favor before we jump in the next one. Hit that subscribe button. Boom. Guys, we're going to give you the best 10 minutes in real estate on a daily basis, and I'm going to show you why home ownership is the American dream, regardless of what is being said out there. All right. What do home builders think? Well, home builders are all smiles right now. Well, why are they all smiles right now? It says even with supply chain is improving, buyer incentives are down, meaning they can make money. They're going to make money. And just like with everybody else, they're all thinking the Fed has to make a decision. It was decision time last week, and they made it. They said, we're not raising rates. Now you've raised over 500 basis points in 12 months, and now you're stopping. Why? Because we're going to see unemployment grow, as well as we're seeing bankruptcies grow, and we're going to see bank failures in the next 30 days skyrocket. Why? Because they have over-leveraged themselves in the bond market, and they're taking your money and putting it in bonds, where now you're pulling your money out of the bank and you're going to the money market and making so much more than the 0.5% leaving your money in that garbage bank. All right, let's jump into the interest rates. Flat. They're flat on Friday unless you're a jumbo lover and you got jumbo blasted. It went up 22 basis points. Again, makes no sense. This roller coaster ride is ridiculous. But if you were looking at FHA, it went down about 2 basis points. Conforming was flat, which is conventional. So we're seeing interest rates kind of hit that flat pivotal market. My prediction this week, we will see them start to head down. Where are they heading to? Well, it all depends. If the Fed chairmans all over the country keep their mouth shut, we're going to probably see it closing in on 6.5. If we don't hear them close their mouths, they're going to keep saying all the FUD that they've been saying now, well, then we're going to see them float down just a little bit, but not make a big splash. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I want to give you that great moment in time where if you're sitting on the sidelines, whether you're a seller or a buyer, then you know that I think that we're going to see in the fourth quarter this year a big, robust market come back. If not, it's because a black swan event happened or something great like no lending. You guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow.